What's happening, YouTube? It's the Top Hat Guy here today. We are going. Whew, sorry, I'm talking so fast, but I'm just nervous. So we're gonna go and we're gonna tell a story today because I I get asked this all the time out in public, and I'm just gonna the whole channel's named after it. Call myself it. We're gonna talk the story about how I became the Top Hat Guy. Why the top hat? That's that's the biggest question, and we're going to answer it today. So this is a long story, though. I mean, I have to. I can't just say A, let's B, right? There's a lot of A, B, C, all the way down to H, I would say. So we're gonna start first with explaining how I grew a thick skin, and a lot of things has contributed to how I've done that. But the biggest I would say is back in high school. Back in high school, I was the guitar guy at my you know at my local high school. That's not to say I was the only person playing a guitar. By all means, no. In fact, there was a good couple of people who play guitar even better than the old guitar guy himself, for sure. Mason Hamby, I'm gonna shout you out just to say you're incredible. Mikey French, as well. Dylan Cox as well. Anyone that went to my high school, they know those people, and they're incredible. Gonna absolutely say that was better than me. And there were several others that went to South. Many talented musicians came from South, and I'm very proud of all of you. But with that being said, I was in fact just called the guitar guy there because I did bring my guitar every day whenever I found out I could bring a guitar to school. For the longest time, I thought they would send me home if I did so, but no, I they were perfect. As long as I didn't play in class while they was teaching, I was good to go, and that was it for me. Like that was music was already a huge passion. Being entertained the thought of being able to bring my beloved instrument to school, that was all I needed. And so I feel like for me it was just natural for me to become the guitar guy. And what that was during lunch I would go up to random girls in the lunchroom and serenade them a song. If you was there, you know the most popular song was "Get Low" from Little John, and everyone just thought it was probably just hilarious. I imagine that was the main census. I don't think people thought I was cool. I didn't think I was cool. I thought, hey, I see a opportunity here that like people think this is everyone afterwards would usually like the whole lunchroom would usually applaud to it. So I saw an opportunity to make a name. Regardless of what the name was, it's out there. And that's kind of what matters in the internet age. It doesn't really matter what your brand is. If people know about it, that's kind of all that matters. You can centralize and do whatever you have to do with your brand after you get it out there, I suppose. And that's what my thought was. Especially being I wanted to be a famous musician back then. That was all I wanted to do. Now, later on, I learned the music industry was, well, it's safe to say, just not for me. If I got up in the music industry back in my high school days, I would get up in there with a paddle and be whooping everyone's ass to get them in order because it was just notoriously awful and probably still is. I don't know. I'm not in it. From what I hear, it doesn't sound too good. I mean, it and for most people, they just think that the rap industry is just bad, but it sounds like all of it was pretty bad, if you ask me. And I mean, I don't, I'm not trying to freaking throw shade to the music industry and say I'm never going to be a part of this. No, but like if I, being the uneducated, hard-headed droopy I was in high school, oh my goodness, it would have just been bad. I probably would have got myself killed or something. I would imagine something bad would have happened in that situation. I, that's actually there's a pretty big story that I want to tell later on about me auditioning for American Idol, which was, like I said, another interesting story. But from that, that built a thick skin for me though, because having my name in a high school, just being known, you get a lot of flack. You get a lot of hate. All right, like regardless of what you're like. Obviously, I got probably more than not, probably not even enough than I deserved. Honestly, I was a guitar guy in high school. That's gonna be a new baseline for bad person in high school, and that's okay because I'm not the same person that I was in high school, and that's a good thing. And someone, it took me meeting someone very important that I saw was changing me into a better person to become someone different than I was in high school, and that was finding my soulmate. But whenever I found her, I locked her up, and that sounds bad. I mean, like she became. We started dating. Cuffed up, whatever it's slang, guys. um. Anyways, and she made me a better person. She made like didn't it's not like she forced me into be a better person or anything either. She just being around her just made me and has made me and makes me every day a better person. And I can't thank her more than anything in this world enough for that. And meeting her and her transforming me into who I am today is definitely a big part of my story of being the top hat guy. And shortly after meeting her, another huge thing that changed my life was I got an invitation to one of my best friends' wedding, who was marrying my cousin. And I went out and got a suit and tie for the occasion, and not just a suit and tie, but this exact tie and a whole suit. The rest of the outfit isn't, I don't still have it. I wore it so often that it just got wore out because it was the only suit and tie I had for a long time, and that became my main outfit ever since I got it. And that's why till this, in all these videos, I always wear a suit because I feel like it fits me. I feel like it definitely builds confidence too. And while that's not something I personally need, it's always a great thing to have for anybody, I'm sure, in situations of being an entrepreneur or, you know, music or anything. And so that's the story on the whole suit. So as you can see, that the whole thing is coming together. But of course, you're not here for a video of why I wear a suit every day. No, no. You are here for why I wear the top hat. Indeed. And so that carries on to another time when I'm with my soulmate as we decide to sit down and watch The Greatest Showman. Amazing film, by the way. Love it. Excellent story to inspire new entrepreneurs. It really is. But while that is also true, the whole movie, I couldn't stop thinking while just sitting there watching Hugh Jackman and being like, man, that short top hat goes perfect with that suit. And I know, such a funny little thing, but that's the truth though. The whole movie, Hugh Jackman and The Greatest Showman, is why I went out the very next day to Party City and went to find a short top hat. But to no avail. I could not find one that I liked. They had little party ones that were all different colors. I think like white, blue, and probably American colors, red, white, and blue. But then with that, I also found very close by to it a tall Abraham Lincoln top hat, and that is in fact what this is. I put it on, and At first, it seemed a little big. It really did. I was like, I don't know about this. And then I kind of adjusted my hair a little bit and fixed my suit. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, you know what? We'll see how it goes. And as you can see, the rest is history, y'all. So that's the long and probably hilarious story of how I became the top hat guy. Yeah, I guess that's not as not a lot of inspiration there. Just a funny story. I guess what can be, I don't know what I can tell y'all to learn from this one other than don't be me. uh, Actually, I think the greatest one I can pull out of here is the obvious one, which is if is what I kind of taught in a previous video. The people you put around you and keep around you in your everyday really make a difference, and I can't stress enough how much of a difference my soulmate has made for me. And it don't always have, like, the person doesn't always have to be your soulmate either. It could be your best friend, your mom, your dad, like anybody in your life. It just depends on who who they are and how they're affecting your life. And like in the previous video I made, she's not alone in making me who I am. She just really transformed me from out of my high school ways, and so it's very prevalent to this story. And I mean, she's prevalent to all my stories. She is so important to all my stories. But yeah, so that is how the Top Hat Guy was born. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm I'm so glad for being able to just I'm just been so excited for this YouTube channel. It's been so much fun. I have so many ideas. I love being able to have an outlet for my ideas because I'm a super creative individual. I mean, I have a book that's been in the works for several years now. I have so much music lyrics that I've written over the years that I'm interested in trying to record some over the summer and see how that goes. But most of all, I am so excited to learn new things like video editing and like doing animation. And I'm even educating myself on drawing because this has inspired me to learn more so I can do more to bring y'all more, to entertain more. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, all an entrepreneur for me and in my heart is just an entertainer that gets money for their entertainment. And so I want mine to be both educational and fun, and perhaps inspiring if I can. But I'm not the most inspiring person because I haven't lived the best inspiring life. So I'm not trying to be that. But I do want to tell a story because I feel like everyone's story is important and can teach something. What mine can teach, I don't know. Hopefully, caution to be a little better and more self reflected in high school and kind of have a direction, if possible, even before high school. But that's for, a future audience to learn. I doubt people's gonna be, yeah. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you next time.